Hello, it's Luxie, and I just recently made a video a couple minutes ago, but this video is going to be on a very upsetting topic. A lot of people have thought about this topic, and I honestly don't think that if anybody's having these problems, they should not ever feel about having suicidal thoughts. Well, yes, this video is going to be about suicide. Sorry, I can't talk today. But this video is going to be about suicide and how to try to prevent it. Okay, well, one of my friends this past year, like in 2013, tried, well, I shouldn't say tried, thought about committing. And I was not very happy whenever she told me that she was even having ideas or thoughts about it. So I talked to her for a while about this topic, saying like, why do you have these feelings and why do you even want to stoop down to that level? And she said that that was the only way she thought that people would understand where she was coming from. And I said, suicide is nothing to joke about. I don't even think that people should even think about that kind of thing. And in schools, especially in middle school, people get bullied a lot. I know I've been bullied. I'm bullied every day by the same people, and it's not very comfortable or comforting. But so I talked to this girl, and she said, suicide is the only idea or only way I have. I said, suicide is not an option. People do commit suicide, but it's nothing to really think about. It's not cool, it's not anything. I don't think that anybody should think about suicide. But, so we talked about suicide for a while, and I explained to her, all these people, you you know, you might be doing yourself a favor by doing this, but it is not a favor. It is not anything to be happy about or like any exciting thing. Sorry, it's my puppy. Um, Suicide is thing something that people do on what they feel like it's their last option or it's the last thing that they can do. And so I talked to this girl and I got her to see a counselor. And so she went to a counselor, and then the counselor said that she should go to therapy. So she went to therapy and she talked to the therapist, and the therapist said, "Oh, well, I could do this and this for you. I can continue to have you come here, or I can just have you go to the guidance at your school." So she decided to just stay and go to the guidance at our school. So by then she was talked out of committing suicide, and she was on the road to recovery. But, Lily girl, come here. Sorry. But this is my puppy. It's Lily. Say hi. But, um, so before that, she had been cutting herself, and I recently found out about that, like right before I got her to get help. Yes, yes, I know you love me. Yes, yes. Here, get that. But she was on the road to recovery whenever I found out that she was cutting herself. So she was actually recovering from two things. And then once she was halfway through the recovery, she told me that she once literally was about to kill herself, had a gun, and was about to kill herself, But I was texting her apparently at that time, and she was like, "Oh my God, I have a gun. I'm ready to kill myself." And I said, "Wait, put the gun down, calm down." And I called her. So I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" She said, "I'm done with this. I don't have any other options. I don't know what to do anymore." And I said, "Wait, calm down. Where's your family at? Like, where are you at? What are you doing?" She said, "Well, I'm in the bathroom and I have the gun with me and I'm kind of like sitting on the floor waiting for someone to come home." And I said, "Good. Who's coming home? Like, what time?" She said, "Well, my mom's coming home soon, and I was hoping that she'd find me dead." And I said, "No, you're not killing yourself." And she said, "But it's my only option." I said, "Suicide is not your option. It is nothing that anybody should even think about doing." So I calmed her down. I got her to put the gun away. Like, by that time, I FaceTimed or Ubered or whatever I did to get to see her put it physically away into the gun safe. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." So I got her to be calm and I got her to put the gun away. So I'm like, "Why do you think that this is your only option?" And we talked about it and I got her to feel better by the time her mom got home, which her mom got home a lot later than she thought. So I was talking to her, and I got her to calm down. And the next day at school, I went to the office, and I said, "Hey, like she told me about this, but this was before she was in recovery." So I was like, "Okay, well she's doing this, and I don't. She's one of my best friends, and I don't even want her to even be thinking about this." They said, "Okay, we'll call her down, we'll talk to her, we'll call her parents." Like, they called her parents in, they talked to them about all these things, and the mother said, "I know that," and they said, "Well, did you know that your daughter was having suicidal thoughts?" And she said, "Yeah, my daughter said that, but I didn't really believe that she would do that." And I said, "That's your daughter. You should at least, I don't know, like, talk to her about that kind of stuff." But so then she got to counseling and therapy and all this stuff, and then she's getting better, and right now, today, she is still on a road to recovery. I don't think she will ever recover from all the things that she's done, but it's truly upsetting that one of my close friends, thought that the only thing that they could do was to kill themselves. And honestly, I think that it was because of bullying, mostly. People would call her all kinds of names and upset her left and right, calling her all these things, and it just made her upset, and she thought that that was her only option. But then I later found out, like talking to her, that that day, she had overdosed. And I think everybody that will be watching this video knows what overdose is. And she overdosed, and that's why, and she had to go to the hospital and like get like her stomach pumped and all that. But she's getting better to this day. She's getting better, and I'm proud of her. I did not think that she could do this. I thought she would have to be in and out of hospitals, getting her stomach pumped, and she would overdose. But she is doing good, and people have stopped picking on her for the most part. Um, And every time I see someone picking on her, I'll walk over and I'll say, "What did you just say to her?" And they'll back off because they know that I will have a serious conversation with them if they're messing with my friends. But, so that is the story of how I helped my friend to not commit suicide. And it's not really a nice topic to be on, but people think about it all the time, and I hope that this video helped you. Oh wait, okay, so I wanted to tell you guys about something. Um, so whenever she was getting into recovery, um, the counselor called me down and asked me like all these questions, like a whole big thick packet of questions she's had for me since day one that I found out. And I said, well, day one, the next day I came to the office first thing in the morning. I told you guys I had her tell her mother that day what she did. I had her tell her family, like everybody. And they said, well, why didn't you contact the school? And I said, I couldn't contact the school. First of all, it was none of my business. And second of all, she wanted to keep it private until the next day. But, let's see. Basically, all I have to say is suicide is nothing to joke about. If you really have or really feel like that is your only option, then I say you should go see a school counselor or go to therapy or talk to your parents or something, because suicide is not an option. My next video will probably be a makeover or tips or something. Most of my videos are going to be about tips or tricks or something to reality. People do like makeovers and oh my god, my first date, like all that kind of stuff. I want to make this for a reason. And yeah, I might do a make video here and there, but that is if you are, it'll be something like a lot of girls like to wear makeup, so maybe that could be like if you're upset about something, you could wear like a little bit of makeup, but it won't be about, oh my god, I'm going out on my first date and I'm gonna wear like all this makeup and I'm gonna pick out like this really beautiful but like a stripper outfit. But no, I'm not like that. I will make it clean. But I hope that I hope that this video helped you to get rid of any ideas that anybody had, because I do not think that suicide is at all cool or funny or anything. And if anybody brings you down, just go have a talk with somebody. Say, you know, this person's doing this thing to me and I do not feel comfortable, or they're harassing me and they're making me have thoughts about things. But just never think about suicide. I feel very strongly against suicide. And anybody I know that ever or would ever think about committing, I have talked to them and said like, hey, like that's not cool. But hope you liked my video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. My next video will be probably in the description for this video. I might do another one later about like a wedding makeover or a funeral makeover or something to get off of tips and quotes and all that stuff. So, hope you enjoyed it. Give it a big thumbs up. Thank you. Luxie out.